Hi, this is Mike from Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and on today's video, I'm going to take a look at a very special bit of artwork. This is from Divoom. This is the Pixoo-64. Now, if you've seen Divoom products before, you'll know that they're very cool. They've got a massive ecosystem of different displays, such as Bluetooth speakers, smaller versions of this. This at the moment is the cream of the crop and comes in at 64 pixels by 64 pixels, hence why it's called the Pixoo-64. So this is the biggest one at the moment that they do, and it's actually a really cool piece of basically signage. So you can use this for various things. Either you can use it to display things like your YouTube stats, your Facebook stats, Instagram, all those types of things, Bilibili stats, whatever you want to. Also, you can check things like the weather, you can check stocks, shares, Bitcoin, all those types of things. And you can also create your own fantastic artwork. That is, if you have the talent, which potentially you might not have, which isn't a problem because there is a massive ecosystem of free to use designs which you can download via the Divoom app, which you can upload into your display, which is absolutely brilliant. So today we're going to go through, do a quick unboxing, show you what it's all about, what you actually get inside the box, some of my criticisms, some of the things I really like, and some of the things I'd like to see improved. And also we'll take a look at some of the actually very cool features, such as PC monitoring, which for those of you that are into tech, if you're watching this, you probably are. If you'd like to monitor the stats of your PC in a very, very cool way, this might be right up your street. So when you take this thing out of the packaging, it's all pretty straightforward. There's everything you need included, which is actually something which they've addressed from previous criticisms. Initially, when this was first released onto the market, and it was a little bit more expensive then, it's actually dropped down in price as well, which is excellent news. And talking of which, there'll be some links in the video description so you can check it out from Divoom themselves or from places like Amazon, eBay, etc. Put links for those in the video description and potentially a discount code, so you might even get it a little bit cheaper. Divoom are one of those great companies where every now and then they do put their own deals on as well. So if you head over to the website, there's a strong chance there'll be a product code or discount code that you can use to make this even cheaper. So going back to what I was saying, included in the box now includes a 2 amp wall wart. So this uses USB power. Now there aren't any batteries inside of this, so it is USB powered. There's a USB Type-C cable, which is a really nice USB Type-C cable, very long, so you can have it a little bit further away from the wall, and it's also nicely braided as well, which is excellent. You can, of course, if you want to, if you're going to put this in a somewhat awkward position, you can use your own USB Type-C cables. That isn't a problem at all. But like I said, they do include the charger now, or the kind of the power supply in the box, which is something they didn't before. So they've included that at no extra cost. Also, when it comes to actually mounting the device, there's various ways you can actually mount it. You can have it like a picture frame, as we've got it here. It does come with its own kickstand, which is built in, which is actually really easy to install and assemble. So you just take it out of the back of the device, put it into the locating hole, twist it around 90 degrees, and you're pretty much good to go. Alternatively, you may want to mount this in a different way, but don't worry, Divoom got you covered. There's a couple of hooks included which thread into the top section, so you can actually hang it as a wall sign. Or alternatively, if you want to put it onto a tripod of some sort, then there is actually a 1/4" thread tripod mount as well. Alternatively, if you do want to use it as a picture frame, there are actually holes on the back as well in 2 different places, so you can have it either upright or you can have it rotated, whichever suits you, but there's little holes there ready to go. And when it comes to actually programming and controlling the device, it's really straightforward to do. You can do it via the Divoom app installed onto either your Android or iOS device. And also there is a PC application as well, which you can download for the PC monitoring side of things, which we'll take a look at a little bit later. Also, you can use some buttons on the side. So actually on the side, there is a physical on-off switch. So just press it. So if you don't want anything on the screen, you can just press it and it will turn it off. Press it again to turn it on. And also there's a button underneath which is designed to go through the various displays. So you just press it and it will download whatever is available. This is actually cloud powered, so it is actually connecting via Wi-Fi. It uses the 2.4 gigahertz spectrum, so you can put it with all your other kind of IoT devices, so keep it off your main network to keep things nice and secure. But you can download all these things and they'll basically stream to your device. And periodically there'll be updates as well, so they'll come in with seasonal things. At the moment here in the UK, it is just slightly after Christmas. We're heading towards New Year. So the download section, this got Santa and Rudolph and all those kinds of Christmassy things. A little bit of a countdown timer there to go into the new year. So it's really cool. And if you don't want to have it with the same boring stuff every single day, it's great because it will download stuff on the fly just to keep you slightly more entertained and possibly more engaged. So I think the best thing to do is to take a quick look through the Divoom app, which is on my phone. I'm recording this as well, so you can see what's going on. So on the main page, which is over on the left-hand side at the bottom here, you've got things for turning the device on or off. So you can press the power button and it will switch it off, or you can press it again and it will switch it on. As you can see, there's also a brightness slider. I'm going to leave that as it is because I don't want to destroy the camera settings. You've also got device settings, support center, etc. And you've got the device functions, of which there are absolute ton of them. So you've got the main one, which is design. So you go into design and you can basically either use your local gallery. So say for instance here, I've taken some pictures. You can put these in as somewhat of a slideshow, press the play button, and then you can set it to an appropriate speed. This is one of the downsides. The slowest speed is only 1 second between each picture, which I would have liked to have seen this having a little bit more flexibility there, maybe once every 10 seconds or a minute, or just to be slightly more user defined. It will let you go faster, which I think is probably a little bit kind of seizure inducing, so I do apologize if it was a little bit off. But this is actually really cool, because if you're not very good at actually creating your own pixel art, which let's face it, not many of us are, that's why artists basically do this stuff, you can use your phone, take some pictures, have them in your local library, then just upload them into the app, and you can have a kind of carousel or rotation of various pictures. As you can see on the screen right now, got some various things which are kind of symbolic for Mike's unboxing. We've got things like the Q-Link, we've got our display sign, our wobble head, some RAM, a processor, all those kinds of things. So of course you can go through and make your own decisions what you have in your particular setup. Next one, you've got animation. So again, pretty much the same sort of thing. You can go ahead and create animations. Then you've got pixel coloring, you've also got music, so you can pick a Divoom music station. It doesn't actually play out of this. There is actually a very small speaker in here, but it's only unfortunately for alarms. Would have been nice if this could have streamed music, like the Bluetooth version of this, where they had that little Divoom with the Bluetooth speaker built in. I think that would have been a useful addition. Maybe they'll do that in the future. But you've also got things like alarms, so you can set alarm clocks for various things you want to do. Whether it's for waking up, whether it's for various things, choice is yours. You've got a planner as well, so you can add things to your planner. Say for instance, you want to know when the next Mike's Unboxing video is going to go live on Saturday at 8 PM, then you can set a notification for that sort of thing if you wanted to. You've got celebration days, which you can choose. I've got one set for New Year's at the moment. Countdown timer, this is actually quite useful. So if you have some sort of countdown you want to do, maybe you're waiting for your food to cook and it's 10 minutes. Set a timer for 10 minutes and then it'll get the bleeps at the end when that's done. You've also got a stopwatch, which is basically kind of the opposite. So rather than counting down, we're counting upwards and all that kind of stuff. So that's pretty good. You've also got a scoreboard. So you can have a scoreboard. If you're playing some sort of game, you can choose who wins and maybe you can cheat a bit and add a few points to your score. Entirely up to you. There's also a chat function, so if you know somebody else who's actually got one of these, you can actually send chat messages to each other via the Divoom app, which is pretty cool. And also if we go into more section, there's some other cool things as well, one of which I like actually, which is going to be quite useful for us here when we do our testing and things like that. There's actually a noise meter. So you can press start and basically it will tell you your decibel. So if I'm very quiet now, and then get a little bit louder, you can see it gives you a somewhat accurate representation. There's a very small microphone actually built in the bottom here, so it senses that. It doesn't record your voice or anything, it's basically just for kind of those noise things. Although you can actually have this voice activated as well. And for those of you that are into things like your Amazon ecosystem, you can connect it up with the Alexa and you can tell it to do certain commands, change displays, all that kind of cool stuff. If you don't want to get too kind of involved with this and you just want to use stuff straight out of the box, if you go over to the next section, you can go over to the section which is called My Clocks, which there's some custom ones already built in. So you've got Happy New Year, there's exchange rate one, which I've added myself. This is pretty cool. So you can look at and see on the fly changes to the stock exchange market or the exchange rate market. There's also a visualizer for audio. So if you're basically talking or you've got a bit of a disco going on at home, then you can have this. The other one is a PC monitor. This is actually really cool. So this is actually a bit of a work in progress. They do tweak this all the time, but here you can see it's displaying some of our PC usage. There's a small app which runs on the PC. You can put it onto any PC you like and it will transfer through the system via your home Wi-Fi and give you a readout here, which can be quite useful. You also got things like the weather. Now, being I am a British person or English person, the weather is extremely important to me, as potentially it might be to you, depending where you live in the world. So this is quite nice to have a little animated weather station so you can see what's going on. And you can go into each one of these apps or clocks and you can change the various settings. So if you don't want to have the time displayed, or you want to have it in Fahrenheit rather than Celsius, all those types of things, you can change it. And as you can see at the moment, here in the United Kingdom, in Bristol, it is currently 4 degrees, and the low is going to be 4, and the high is going to be also 4. So it's getting a little chilly here. So hopefully when the summer comes, we'll see lots of yellow on here and see lots of sunshine. Now, of course, there's other things you can install and download on here. One of them, which is obviously quite close to my heart and potentially might be to yours as well, is the YouTube tracker. So this is really good. It doesn't need access to your YouTube account or anything like that. You just type in your channel name. So it doesn't have to be your own channel. It could be anyone's channel. If you would like to monitor how channels are doing, you can get a readout here. So it gives you your view count. You can choose to have just subscriber count, or you can have just view count, or you can have both, and it will toggle between the two. This picks up the information from publicly sourced stuff, so potentially it won't be exactly the same as what appears in your YouTube dashboard on your phone or from the app, but it's pretty close, and it kind of rounds it up to the nearest whole number. But yeah, quite nice, and a pretty nice little display. Next part, you can go over into the gallery. So there's tons of stuff in the gallery. I'm not going to go through all of it, but you can basically scroll through. There's all sorts of things. There's the expert section, there's albums. You can choose whichever one suits your particular fancy, or you can create one of your own. There are absolutely hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of different designs. You've got superpowers, etc. here. So yeah, you can choose to have a superpower. So click on that, and yeah, you can choose to have possibly Superman on your display, however you want to do it. Yeah, it's some pretty cool stuff, and I'm sure there's going to be something for everyone. If you're maybe into Deadpool, that sort of thing, there's, like I said, absolutely tons of things. But overall, I really like this little device. It comes in at the moment in the UK with some of the discounts applied around about the £100 to £120 mark, depending where you're shopping. It has been seen for as much as about 150. I think when it gets closer to the £100 mark, I think this is actually a really cool little toy and a pretty decent investment. If you just want this in your desk and you just want to show the weather or something, or stocks and shares if you're a business person, maybe you've got a cafe or some sort of little outlet, you just want this in the background, maybe even displaying things like your Wi-Fi passwords and that kind of stuff, then I'm sure that most of you will find some use for this. And for us content creators, who this is, I guess, predominantly aimed at, it's a very cool little thing to put in the background of your shot just to raise your game a little bit on YouTube, which is basically what we're all trying to do. So anyway, I think I've spoken about this way too much already. If you like this, again, there'll be links in the video description so you can check out for yourselves. I think that's going to pretty much wrap this video up. If you've got any comments or questions, you know what to do. Stick them in the comment section or reach out to us on our Discord. It's completely free of charge. Links for that will also be in the video description. If you've liked this video, smash the like button. If you want to see more content like this on a daily basis, maybe consider hitting subscribe and the chime notification. That way you'll be notified of future video releases. But for now, I've been Mike. This is Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and hopefully we'll catch you in the very next video. Thanks for watching.